Hey guys, welcome to my clipping guide for Celestial Healing. Now basically this guide is going to be focused more on healing and clipping, but it's basically the same with Celestial as well. Actually, I mean, this is basically across everything. I don't have to make another video for Celestial. I was going to, but I think it just makes more sense to explain to you guys how it works. So basically, what you always want to look for when you clipping is when you clip anything is for the last animation. So as you guys know, you can do something like for example, we're gonna go, we have Consume Soul here, which gives damage over time, as you guys can see. And basically what you could do is from what you know, from what I normally tell you guys, maybe you guys are new to the videos, you use a weapon attack or something like that, and you clip it with a power, meaning that you'll get the damage off. So for example, this is what you do with weapon mastery and brawling, just for sake of argument. You see all these white numbers, but you see the character flipping around, and it kind of just takes too long. And how would you clip that? So that's basically kind of what you do. You hit a power right after. Now, this is weapon mastery, so it's a lot harder to, I guess, explain that. So what, for example, I would use is, you see these pistols. 1, 2, 3. As you guys saw, I kind of got that last hit off, and then I activated a power. So you see those white numbers come up, then you see the yellow numbers. And it clips you out of the animation. That's basically how clipping works. Now, when it comes to combo powers, it's basically the same thing, except all you're going to be doing is you're going to basically just clip the power, letting it kind of finish on its own, and following up with another power. So we have Plague at the first bar at our first move, and then we have Admonish. So Plague, as you'll see with the whole animation, is kind of fairly long. And it can sometimes just hinder you. So what you could do is actually with Celestial is cut half of the animation out of the whole thing and go onto something else. So with Admonish, for example, the first part is her throwing her hands out. Second part is her jumping into the air. We want to eliminate her jumping into the air because that's just not needed. We get the damage off as well, and that's actually where the white numbers come from, is from the second part. So you see right there, those white numbers only appear when she finishes. But we can bypass that. So for example, we'll take actually the second power Admonish, and we'll also take the third power with Consume Soul. And people just like to always walk up to the one I'm using. So we're gonna go into Admonish. As you see, white numbers came up, and then we clipped it into Consume Soul. So again, this is what it looks like by itself. And then you add Consume Soul, and then you'll see a couple ticks both going on at the same time. So we could save ourselves half the time, basically, by clipping this power. As soon as she pulls her hands up to her chest, go ahead and activate Consume Soul. And that's basically how you will clip it. You see her jumping into the air, but you don't see the full animation of her slamming back down on the ground. And now you have yourself 2 moves going off at the same time. And that's kind of just how it works. So if we were healing, this is my healing loadout, as you'll see. You have the whole last move going on here. That guy's annoying and in the way. You have her jump into the air, and when she jumps into the air, that's kind of the part that you want to clip. So we're going to go into that. Alright, as you see, I just went through 3 moves and kind of saved myself a lot of time, as opposed to doing this. That saves a lot more time. Let's do the whole thing. Let's see if we could get it before Plague finishes cooldown. Great, we did. We did. My controller just messed up and pulled it away, but let's do that again. It looks kind of fast, but I promise you guys, if you practice that last part, you could get it away and just go right into it, and then you're good to go. So you have all of this going off, and it's pretty good. And then when you go from Consume Soul to Divine Light, as you know, I already use it by itself. I don't have to really clip it. And the same thing with the shield, you can't clip it. Super, you don't really clip it. So what you're gonna do is just go into these three. Those are your main clips, and that's kind of it. That's all you got to do. And just in general with the power, whenever you're using a power, look for the last part and clip it. We'll do Divine Light, which is basically the opposite. She should jump in the air, pump her arms, and then shoot outward. Okay, that's exactly what happened. So as you'll know, we'll want to get rid of the part where she puts her hands outward, and we'll do that into Admonish and then into Consume Soul. Perfect. So that's basically how you clip it, and let's go real quickly into the DPS side of it. We're going to get away from them because they're using the same power, and we just don't want to be bothered by that. So when I DPS, basically you have, like, for example, the hand buff, and then she pumps her arms, and then she shoots her hands outward. My favorite is Retribution into, I forgot what it was called. Let's check it out. Retribution into, I forgot the power. Holy crap, it's not here. It's not here. Retribution into Wither. Sorry, there we go. So, for example, you do Retribution, then she pumps her arms, and then she takes like a knee. So, that's kind of a lot. So let's see how we could, okay, so we looked at the move. When you see her take a knee, you're going to see a light come out from under the enemy. I'll do that again. And then it kind of just comes up. So when I clip it, you can actually clip, and a great thing about Retribution is you could clip it into itself. So let's do that. Alright, I shot off a beam right when the light came off from underneath the enemy. So that means I'm clipping it into itself. Over and over and over. Like, you literally see two white numbers come up at the same time. That's how you know you're doing it right. You should see the white light come up from underneath the enemy, and if you do it 10 times in a row, like I said, you should definitely get it off the way you need it to. I wish I had a training dummy in my own room, but I obviously don't. But what I do is I combo it with Smite and Haunt. Yes, that is Smite and Haunt. As you'll see over here, Smite and Haunt. I usually like to do those two because it adds damage over time from multiple dots as opposed to doing itself over and over. So if I were to clip it, I would basically go from her pumping her arms, and then that's when you kind of activate the smite. So make sure you're pressing the buttons right. So let's go into Retribution. It says tap melee, tap range. So after you tap range like twice, go into smite, because like I said, I told you guys when I do the combos, I'm tapping the buttons. I know that looked horrible. I'm trying to help you guys to hear it. So you tap it multiple times until you see the animation come up from her hands, and you activate smite, and then you tap square for smite, completing that combo. So it's fairly easy. You just got to realize the timing. Like I said, throw out the beam. Once her hands come up, you could even slow it down to when she starts going into the next animation where her hands come out in front of her, and then you'll kind of you'll kind of see. All you ever have to do is count the numbers on the screen. To know you did it right, do the power separately, and then you can count it separately as well. So for example, Retribution into Weather is 1, 2, 3, and then 4 or 5. You got it from that that stupid... Let me actually change that. I don't want to have that power coming up. So you have Smite and Haunt, and then you could count the ticks first. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 total. Let's count. Actually, let's count that over. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why I didn't count that 5th one is because I also hit it with the weapon. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So Retribution gives you 1, 2, 3. 3 total, not counting the weapon, because usually the weapon shot doesn't come up when you're clipping it. So we're gonna have a total of 7. So let's slow that down. That's what it looks like when it's being clipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7. I think that other one just is a proc. So basically, that's kind of how it works. And that's it. That's how you clip it. It's how you clip the power. And I hope it helped you guys. Please hit the thumbs up if you liked the video. And practice. Just go into a training room and keep doing it over. Like I said, once you do it about 5 times, you should be alright and you should be set to go. So thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.